Hey everyone, welcome to Author Brand Studio. I'm Deborah Sanders, your brand architect. You know what the biggest mistake I see authors make when it comes to branding? Well, stay with me because there's a few, but the very biggest one is probably one that you haven't even thought of. So, the first mistake that I see authors make is that they don't even have a brand, especially authors who write in multiple genres, like me. They don't know how to tie it all together. And I get it. It is a confusing road to navigate. And then you've got the people shouting at you and advertising and saying, hey, for $3,000, for $5,000, for $1,000. You tell me what genre you're writing. I'll build you a mood board with your images, your fonts, your color palettes, everything that you need for your brand. For $5,000, I'll design your website, I'll make you headers, everything will be cohesive and consistent. You know what? When I first started writing, and this was a long time ago, I couldn't afford squat for a brand. I could barely afford an editor, and I had to learn to do a lot of this myself. And now I'm going to share with you the benefit of my hard work and research because I know there are so many people out there that are still stuck in that I can't afford this. And in today's competitive market, if your book cover, if your website, if your newsletter is not sending the right message in the right voice with the right colors to target your readers, you're not going to sell books. So here we go with another big mistake the authors make. Throw mud against the wall and see what sticks. You can't do that. Who are your readers? So you write a cozy mystery. Oh, I'm targeting cozy mystery readers. Do you know how many subgenres of cozy mysteries there are out there? And every group of readers is a little bit different. Your paranormal cozy readers are not necessarily the readers of the culinary cozy mysteries. And the people who love the dog and the animal cozy mysteries, your pet sleuths, may not necessarily like the small town traditional cozy mysteries. And what about the readers of scrapbooking cozies? Do you think that they'll have an interest in historical cozies? What I'm saying is that readers of specific subgenres may not embrace everything under the main genre. So you have to know who your readers are. If your brand, if your promotional message, if your cover and your colors and that subliminal message that you're sending out is not speaking to them, you know what? They're going to go next. You're not going to sell the books and you're not going to attract your market. So there's so much to a brand. It's more than just a color palette. It's more than a mood board. It's more than a font family. Those are all important elements. But you know what? They're just tools. And that's not the real brand. So you're probably sitting there going, okay, well, if it's not your color palette, if it's not your images, if it's not your voice that reflects a certain genre, well, what is the brand? Your brand is you. And that's why it's so hard to figure out how to build your brand for yourself because none of us are good at looking inside. For your brand to be authentic and sustainable and to grow with you and your career, you've got to build it from the inside out. Your brand has to feel like you. When you look at your web page now, and especially if somebody else built it for you, do you look at that and say, oh, this is me? Do you feel like you're looking at somebody else's website? Is it just a tool that you use? Do you have a connection to it? If you don't, it's not branded right. It's not authentic. And with today's glutted market, readers pick up on that so quickly. And especially if you are out there doing personal appearances, making those organic connections at book festivals and conferences and markets. You need a strategy. Now, sure, you can throw colors on a page and write a great book, and it may work for you. Will it work for you forever? Probably not. If you think authenticity doesn't matter, it's not important, I want you to look at some of the top selling authors that are now doing very organic, natural, non studio setting posts. I see them all the time. Colleen Hoover looked like she stepped out of the grocery store. You know what? Readers are going to look at her and say, oh my God, she's just like me. That's what you want. You want that connection with your readers. Their word of mouth support of you is going to be better than any kind of advertising or marketing that you pay for. Doesn't mean you have to share your whole life with them, but find that connection, find that bridge. That's why your brand needs to be authentic. It needs to be who you are, not your designer, not your developmental coach, not your publisher, not somebody that says, oh, this is what you need to have for this genre. If they're not saying, what do you want? Where are you going with this series? Where do you see yourself in 3 years? If they're not talking about building you a brand that's going to grow with you and be sustainable, then they're just a quick fix. They're a Band-Aid. If you're in this for the long term and you want to be a career author, hit that like and subscribe button because we're going on a journey. It's going to be up and down, but it's not going to be boring. So come on, hit that button. Let's do this.